The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Let's talk about the real war on women. First-wave feminism was a noble cause, but modern feminists? Well, instead of fighting for, say, paid and protected maternity leave, they want to ban words, shirts, and manspreading. Come on. That's cultural Marxism, which asserts that culture and language is responsible for oppressing women and not the state. The truth is, the state encourages gender wars. It's a divide and conquer tactic designed to keep us fighting amongst ourselves. In fact, the feminist movement was hijacked by the political class to exploit women. As the late Aaron Russo revealed, the Rockefellers bankrolled feminism, and not because they had any interest in women's rights, but because women in the workforce was the ultimate trifecta. The state collects more tax dollars, children are indoctrinated at an earlier age, and the traditional family structure destroyed. Leanne McAdoo reporting for Infowars.com.
Introducing Secret 12, the new InfoWars Life vitamin B12 formulation. Secret 12 is a binary of nutramedical-grade, bioavailable coenzyme forms of B12, methylcobalamin, the same kind used in B12 injections, and adenosylcobalamin. Secret 12 is simply taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Secure your revolutionary Secret 12 formula right now at InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139. Used since before the days of the Roman Empire to support the body's natural systems. Introducing the new InfoWarsLife.com oil of oregano formulation. We have now procured the most high quality and potent forms of oregano oil on the market. Extracted directly from the wild herb and sealed in easy-to-use capsules. You will no longer need to endure the burning of liquid oregano on the tongue. Now available in our limited first run at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139. InfoWars Life and InfoWarsLife.com is extremely excited to announce our latest release, Winter Sun, a revolutionary type of vitamin D3. Winter Sun is a premium quality vitamin D3 nutritional supplement. It is produced by extracting oil from healthy, nutrient-dense plants known as lichens. Every batch is analyzed for purity and D3 content. It's completely free of toxins and allergens. Simply put, if you want the best at an extremely low price, this is it. Winter Sun is the result of our pursuit of the best source of vitamin D3. The research and development took over 2 years, but the result, as verified by independent laboratories, is the best vegan vitamin D3 product in the world. Read the facts at InfoWarsLife.com about Winter Sun Vitamin D3. Not only does vitamin D3 promote a healthy mood, but vitamin D supports our memory and brain function, something the globalists are targeting. Visit InfoWars.com today or call 888-253-3139.
Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones.
In the third hour, we're going to have open phones and hit the economic news, the TSA news, the Russia news, the Mexico news, more on our investigation down on the Texas-Mexico border with Joe Biggs and others. I'm going to play some of the congressional hearings where they're like, we've got to ban bloggers. They're like ISIS. And that ties into this new memo put out to the armed services. We leaked it through the Coast Guard. It's got phone numbers and emails, folks. It's confirmed saying they're preparing for veterans to attack on April 19th and that we're the biggest terrorists. So talk about using 9/11 to set up a police state and then focus it on domestic legal constitutional organizations. It's pretty amazing to see this transformation. We're going to get Mr. Springman's take on that, the NSA, and so much more. As a lawyer and as a former diplomat, what he thinks of the transformation of FOIA requests. People say, I don't care about FOIA. Well, most FOIA requests now go unanswered, even though it's federal law. The government operates in secret to, quote, keep us safe, but then won't release any information. That is a recipe for total enslavement. We're going to talk about it in a moment. We're running a bunch of specials right now so folks can introduce the amazing vitamins and minerals, nutraceutical supplements that we've developed. Our mission in InfoWars Life at InfoWarsLife.com is to bring you the missing link products the stuff that's hiding in plain view that really has the biggest effect you can imagine for the lowest price. You take Super Male Vitality, Super Female sold out. It's got a whole bunch of compounds known to just boost your body's metabolic rate and make you healthier and happier. I mean, that's what it's done for me. It's available with free shipping by itself or with Oxy powder that flushes out your intestines and the Survival Shield Nascent Iodine X2, the good halogen. You can watch the informational videos, read the documents, see all the information at InfoWarsLife.com for yourself. I gained 99 pounds. I've lost 60-plus pounds. It's been a journey the last few years. This has helped supercharge and accelerate that. Silver Bullet. You can never have enough colloidal silver around for topical ingestion, whatever the case is. Silver's been known for its antibacterial, antimicrobial effects for hundreds of years. You can read about it, consult your physician, but it's certainly something that even mainline, you go to CVS now, they're selling stuff similar. The difference is ours is 30 parts per million. You can have it higher, you can have it lower. From the scientists I've talked to and most of the experts, they say 30 parts per million is what you want. Yes, you can get it smaller, then it starts getting more toxic. And look, any antibiotic is toxic, so consult your physician, check into it for yourself, but it's amazing. We get it manufactured by the top manufacturer, organic manufacturer in the country. They are the folks who supply Whole Foods with their private label. They sell it for $25 to $30. We've been discounting it for $19.95 for a limited time, $14.95, 2-ounce bottle of high-quality colloidal silver, Silver Bullet. You are not going to find a better deal. Again, the same stuff, $29.95. That's 50% off 2 bottles of that, and it gets more insane. A free bottle of the chelating fluoride shield that has the iodine and 4 other known detoxing natural compounds that pull out heavy metals and things. But I'll warn you, with fluoride shield and X2 and stuff, I went through big detox 15 days in, and that's what Dr. Group said would happen. So it's not a joke. Consult your physician. This is real stuff hiding in plain view. There's nothing magical about it. If you don't have vitamin C, you'll get scurvy and your teeth will fall out and you'll die. Your heart valves will explode. Your collagen will disintegrate. It's the same thing. If you don't have iodine, if you don't have vitamin B12 of the organic type, I mean, you'll die. And a lot of folks are deficient. Or they're taking synthetic vitamins. InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. We've got free shipping on all of those items that I just mentioned and 50% off colloidal silver. That's only running while supplies last. We got another shipment coming in, it looks like in about a month. We go through a big deal to get this manufactured. It's so dangerous in the laboratory with electricity, the way they make it. I mean, it's a big deal to get it down to 30 parts per million and to have it from high-quality silver. InfoWarsLife.com. We have the new Child Ease in. Just the classic known top company formula, souped up and price lowered, private label by us. Doesn't drug your kid or make them go to sleep. It's just got known herbs that calm them and focus them. That's available at InfoWarsLife.com in a 4-ounce bottle or 888-253-3139. And please support our local AM/FM affiliates as well. We have high-quality water filters, books, T-shirts, films, just all the best high-quality stuff. In fact, this is the type of book, we haven't done it yet, that we're going to reach out to Springman and buy a few hundred copies of to add to our bookstore. Visas for Al-Qaeda, CIA handouts that rock the world, and that ties into this story in the New York Post just a few days ago, how the FBI is whitewashing the Saudi connection to 9/11, what we told you 14 years ago, what he told you 14 years ago. And he joins us now. Again, the book is something everybody should get. You should support people that are telling the truth. You should give this to skeptics and friends and family and others, or donate it to the library. That's how you win an information war. Let's speak some about the book. You've agreed to take phone calls. I'll give the number out for specific 9/11 questions or visa questions or four-year questions. This is a very important issue. 800-259-9231. 800-259-9231 with specific questions or brief comments for our guests. But I want to finish up talking about the book. You're a smart guy. I want to get your take on the NSA, on the way America's changed, on where the world's going in general, and how do we turn this around? So, Mr. Springman, tell us more about the book itself.
Well, the book starts out essentially talking about my experience in the State Department and the problems I had getting in and the problems I had once I was in. We've mentioned this a little bit earlier about my issues with Jeddah. I went on from Jeddah to Stuttgart in Germany, where I had been there some years before. And it turned out that the two of the three consuls general that were there worked for the Central Intelligence Agency. In fact, I was told by the legal advisor's office at the State Department not to link Day Mount, it's D-A-Y, like the day of the week, Mount, and Doug Jones to any of the American intelligence services. These were guys that blocked me from what I was doing, created difficulties for me in the office, and it was just absolutely amazing. They refused to do anything at all about following what was going on in Germany with the younger generation. They clung to the old guard, the people who were in their 70s and 80s and above, who had lived through the war and the end of the war, and just loved America and couldn't or wouldn't see any good in talking to anybody else who might have had a different opinion about the United States, who might have had a different opinion to where Germany was going. But it was a rocky ride there for 2 years as well. So I went on from there and then pointed out some of the problems these people created and how they violated the law and regulation.
So bottom line, they were letting Al-Qaeda, Saudi Arabia, and secret armies have U.S. visas that basically get them in any country in the world so they could carry out their nasty operations, narcotics trafficking, murder, terrorist attacks, you name it.
Oh, not in Stuttgart, but in Jeddah, this is what they were doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to continue with a book that walks through how all this works in fine detail. It's so important. But go back, because you got cut off on the break. Talk about the KLA, because that's come out since you talked about it, that so much the 9/11 funding came out of there, Albania, all of that, the Clintons. I mean, this is bipartisan. This is how they fund this stuff.
Yeah, it was run very much like they ran Iran-Contra. They were slipping money in secret to people. They were giving training in secret to people. They had intelligence given them. Clinton didn't have a clue about foreign affairs, and he went along with these people. They wanted to do to Yugoslavia what they had done to Afghanistan and create a cadre of essentially terrorists, a wrecking crew, if you will, that would go from country to country. And by God, they've done it. They've started in Afghanistan. They went to Yugoslavia. They had drug money running the place. They even worked with the Iranians to fly plane loads of weapons and supplies in. The German delegate to the peace talks and to the mediation conferences they had, he was a fellow from their external intelligence service, the Bundesnachrichtendienst. So it was a really nasty operation all the way through. And it wasn't quite as well concealed as they've done since then. They were still learning, I guess. They took one guy, a Norwegian helicopter pilot, a Captain Ivan Moldestad, to a hotel balcony and threatened to throw him off because he was asking questions about unmarked aircraft with fighter escorts flying into airfields in Yugoslavia. And he wanted to know where they were coming from, and he contacted the NATO aviation center in Vicenza, Italy. And nobody wanted to talk about this.
Man, I mean, it just sounds like a giant mafia worldwide is using radical jihadis to destabilize countries. And sometimes they overthrow the country and put them in charge, or they remove them, and then they come in and make massive, amounts of money off of the response. It just sounds like something Spectre would do out of a James Bond movie.
Yeah, it's almost too fantastic to believe. You've got Yugoslavia broken up into small, ineffective statelets. They've been trying for years to break Iraq into three pieces. They haven't quite succeeded, but the Kurdish North, through the Israeli influence and American efforts, is almost a separate country. And they're trying to split the Shia South from the Sunni center as well. They haven't quite done it, but they've in fact wrecked everything in the country where you have electricity for only a few hours a day. Nobody has any education anymore. It was one of the shining lights of the Middle East with a great literacy rate. Women had equal rights with men. People were educated. The language of instruction for doctors, medical doctors, was English. And Iraq is a failed state. They moved the people into Libya